Most people go through periods of feeling down, but when you're depressed, you feel persistently sad for weeks or months rather than just a few days. Depression affects people in different ways, and the symptoms can range from mild to severe. With the right treatment and support, most people with depression can make a full recovery though. So in this video, I want to look into the situation that you know someone who has Asperger syndrome. How can you find out if that person is suffering from depression and might even be suicidal? What are the signs? But before I give you these signs, I want to tell you this. In my last video in this series, I gave you some reasons why gifted people may become depressed. So in this video, before I give you the signs that a person with Asperger syndrome may suffer from depression, I want to ask this imperative question. What can cause depression in a person with Asperger syndrome? Firstly, when it comes to the causes of depression, psychiatric disorders such as depression usually arise from some mix of genetic and environmental factors. For others, depression can result from bullying, isolation, or other social problems. One study found that loneliness is the strongest statistical predictor of depression. Furthermore, rumination, which is repetitive thinking about negative events and emotions, can also set some autistic people up for a depressive episode, according to research presented at the International Society for Autism Research Conference. Many autistic people have repetitive behaviors and intensely focused interests, and it can be detrimental to their mental health if that focus turns to sad or undesirable experiences. Clinical psychologist Catherine Gotham says that it's not rare to experience trauma and adverse events if you're on the spectrum. This contributes to depression among individuals with autism too. And she also says that people with autism may be especially prone to dwell on negative emotions. Autistic adults react faster to photos of sad faces than to photos of neutral ones, as measured by their pupil response. And depressed autistic adults fixate on angry and sad faces and spend more time overall looking at sad faces compared with other neurotypical depressed people or non-depressed people. So people with Asperger syndrome and other people with autism tend to focus on the negative, and this can also cause depression. So now, when we can understand a little bit better why a person with Asperger syndrome may become depressed, let's go to the big question of this video. What are the signs that a person with Asperger syndrome suffers from depression? Here they are. First of all, some signs for depression are the same for anyone, whether they have Asperger's or not. As well as 1, persistent low mood. You, as a bystander, may also notice. 2, they feel helpless and have a low self-esteem. 3, they lose motivation or interests in things and or feel anxious or worried. 4, they may also experience physical symptoms such as moving or speaking more slowly than usual. 5, you might see changes in appetite or weight. Their appetite or weight usually decreases, but sometimes it increases. 6, you might notice a lack of energy. And 7, they might experience disturbed sleep, For example, they may find it difficult to fall asleep at night, or they wake up very early in the morning. Now, let's move on to some signs which are specific for people with autism, because there is some evidence which suggests that there are specific signs of depression in autistic people. These may include 1. An increase in repetitive and obsessional behaviors. 2. Self-harm. 3. Withdrawing socially or changes to their normal engagement with other people. Secondly, when it comes to signs of depression to look for in people with Asperger syndrome, they're not that different. These signs may also include 1. They feel sad or hopeless, guilty or worthless. 2. They lose interest in things they usually like to do. 3. They change their eating habits. They want to eat more or less than they usually do. They may lose or gain weight without explanation. 4. You might notice they can't concentrate or focus on anything. 5. They may show low energy or fatigue. And finally, 6. They can experience sleep disturbance. They may sleep too much or too little. Thirdly, while we know that Asperger's and depression tend to co-occur, it can be hard to diagnose depression in someone with Asperger's because of an overlap of symptoms. For example, a person with Asperger's may have flat affect, meaning that they appear to be sad or down. However, this affective state may not match what they feel on the inside. Rather, they might actually feel normal or like nothing is wrong. The issue is that their outward state doesn't necessarily match what they feel on the inside. Fourthly, a person with Asperger's might naturally withdraw from social situations because they are made difficult due to symptoms of autism. This is different than someone who withdraws due to feeling depressed. So that is why the signs of depression in someone with Asperger's syndrome may be hard to detect. Anyhow, those were the signs of depression you need to look out for in people with Asperger's. I hope I've been able to help out somehow. And this information came from these websites. You'll find these links below this video. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel and watch this series from the start. Next Friday, I'll be back with a special for you. Till then, I only want to say 3 things. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye for now.